Hey guys, welcome to Integration by Parts. I'm going to teach you how to integrate by parts in like under 3 minutes, okay? So, why do we integrate by parts? Because we can never ever integrate a product, okay? So, here we go. I have an acronym here, LIATE, LIATE, okay? So, what does that mean? That means that if you are working with the natural log, or an inverse trig, or an algebra, which is x squared, and so on, a trig, or e to the x, or any exponential function. Whatever comes to the left of the other letter is what goes on the left side. So what do I mean by that? Well, in this case here, I'm going to integrate x cosine x dx. X is considered algebra. Cosine x is considered trigonometry, or a trigonometric function. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the x, since a is to the left of t, I'm going to put x on the left side and the t on the right side, okay? And you're like, what does the left and right have to do with anything? Well, here's what we have to do. Here's this yellow brick road, and all you have to do to cross it over is take the derivative. If you want to come back, then all you have to do is take the integral. Now, the derivative of x is just 1. But what I have to do here is I'm going to have to put a dx there. I'll tell you why in a minute. And to take the integral of cosine x dx, the integral of cosine, who gives me cosine? Sine x, okay? Once you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, I feel really confident about my derivatives and integrals, so I'm going to make a check and say I'm done. And now you might be saying to yourself, well, what about that cosine x dx? The check didn't touch him. It's not supposed to check it. It's not supposed to touch it. So what do we do in this case? This guy here, okay, you're going to take the product of it minus the integral of this guy here. Okay? The integral of sine is negative cosine. Remember, the derivative of cosine is negative sine times a negative will give you the positive sign. So it's negative cosine. With this negative out here, it becomes a positive. So it's going to be x sine x plus cosine x plus c. I needed this dx here, okay, because sine x times 1 dx, so I can integrate it, okay? We know the derivative of x is just 1, not 1 dx, but you have to make sure that anybody on the right side of the yellow brick road is going to have a dx, okay? Let's try one more quick problem. X e to the x, I write down LIATE. I say to myself, I could never integrate products, so I'm going to draw my little yellow brick road, and then I'm going to say x is a, e to the x is e. I'm going to put a is to the left of e, so he goes here. E to the x with the dx goes here. I'm going to take the derivative, which is 1. I have to remind myself to put a dx there. I'm going to take the integral. It's just e to the x. Once I'm done, I'm going to say, hey, I did a great job. And then remember what this here is equal to is x times e to the x from this part here minus the integral of this part here. Remember that dx there, you can't integrate without it. Okay, it's like your Amex card, you can't leave home without it. That's what you get there. The integral of e to the x is e to the x plus c. So this guy here is what this equals to. Don't forget that. This guy here is what this equals to, okay? So make sure you put an equal sign and you do that. I hope that was very helpful. I'm going to do a few more challenging problems in the next video.